John Crowder, welcome to the fake red carpet. I know this is something very new to you. So we're at the North Carolina Black Summit in Raleigh.
Yes, we are.
Welcome. Tell us a little bit about who you are.
Yes, my name is John Cameron Crowder. I just graduated from UNCG, about to go back to UNCG to get my master's in economics. And I'm here with my uncle because I'm doing the good internship work with Crowder Consulting, and I'm also doing some
Courtney's your...
That's my
I
uncle.
didn't know Courtney was your uncle.
Yeah. If I didn't tell you the last name, you probably could see the nose, right?
Well, I didn't look. Okay, I didn't look. So yeah, I didn't know. I've known Courtney for years.
You see someone being taken off guard live on camera, so that's great.
Right. That's right. So let me ask you something, because you're young, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so this is the North Carolina Black Summit. So why do we still need something like a Black Summit that touches on the issues for Black elected officials? Why is this still important now? Aren't we beyond that? Didn't we have a Black president?
Post-racial politics is not actually a thing, and we have to have these sort of things because we still have to coalesce around some of the same fights we're having, because racism, classism, sexism, all those things are all intersectional, and just like a virus, it mutates over time. You gotta attack it in the new form it takes.
All right, cool. Glad to hear it. Hope you're having a good time. Did you learn a lot so far?
Oh yes, I've been taking a lot of notes.
Okay,
just like a good intern would.
Just like a good intern would. All right, great. Glad to have you here. Hoping to see you tonight at the banquet. And it's nice having you on the red carpet.
Nice to be here.
I am interviewing people.
What?
So we're stepping on the red carpet because I keep doing these videos and I'm asking people questions. So we're here at the Black Summit in Raleigh.
Yes, we are.
So you are a former city council member from Raleigh. You served a number of years. How many terms?
3 terms.
3 terms? Okay, awesome. So Black Summit, it's 2018. Why do we still need a Black Summit?
Well, because the problem still exists.
Yeah.
And I think we can keep working on it until we solve the problems. So that means we'll be at it a long time.
That's right. So because you served on the city council when?
1993 to 1999, I think.
Right. Yeah.
But more importantly, I helped start this Black Summit 13 years ago.
I didn't know that.
Well, so I was the founder.
Okay. Well, see, then I pulled the right person in.
Yeah. So 13 years, but now I'm retired.
Now you're retired. Well, that's great.
And Courtney Crowder does, he does better than I did.
Well, it's nice to have, the wisdom from the past. And
Well,
then the new people
I still come, but I come as an attendee now. I don't have to do all the work.
All right, well, cool. Well, glad to know that we still need a Black Summit. Okay.
Yeah, we do still. Some of these problems are really tough to tackle, but you got to stay with it.
All right, we're going to stay with it.
I am.
All right, thank you, Brad.
Okay, bye now.
Bye. Red carpet, I know this is your first time on the red carpet.
This is, I'm so excited.
So have you ever been on a red carpet before?
No, just at my home, in my bathroom.
There you go. I think I like that. Okay, so first of all, tell people who you are.
I am Senator Erica Smith. I represent 8 counties in eastern North Carolina, and in the new district, I'll represent 6 counties.
Oh, wow. Okay, so tell us which.
Okay, my old district that I'm serving now currently are Bertie, Chewan, Edgecombe, Hereford, Martin, Northampton, Tyrrell, and Washington counties. With the new district, I moved from 8 counties to 6 counties, and I serve Beaufort, Martin, Bertie, Northampton, Warren, and Vance counties. And so I'm excited.
I'm impressed that you can even remember those. But that's why you're elected and I'm not. All right, so we're here at the North Carolina Black Summit. So
Yes.
I have a question for you, okay? It's 2018. Why do we still need a Black Summit?
Because we bring a perspective to the table that has not been at the table before. And if you're not sitting around the table, the old adage has been said over and over again today, then you are on the menu. We have underrepresentation, our communities are underserved, and we definitely need to come together with coalitions like the Summit so we can work on the local, the state, and even the federal levels to make sure we can get appropriations and resources to the communities who need them the most.
That was like an awesome answer. You just continue to impress me. Anything else you want to say about the need for Black Summit? What else has been going on here? People you've met, things, lessons learned that you've walked away with?
Absolutely. We had a town hall. That was the last session of today, prior to the reception now. And I heard from millennials about the whole entrepreneurial spirit, how to close the gap, the importance of reaching back and mentoring so that we lift as we climb in the spirit of Sankofa. Also, just knowing what we have out there in terms of economic development. We had several panels, discussions today that were very informative to let us know what resources are out there for our communities. And so it's so empowering when you can get that information and then take it back to the places where you serve and give people opportunities to be able to make the world a better place.
All right, well that sounds good. Well, it sounds like you're serving your number of counties very well. I won't even try to list them. I just know they're in northeastern North Carolina.
Northeastern North Carolina. And I'm also happy to be the newly selected chair of the North Carolina Legislative Black Caucus.
Awesome!
And so, statewide, we definitely have an emphasis on economic development, education, empowerment, equitable health care, and of course, the most important thing, equal justice, opportunity, and access. So we will be pushing that agenda and representing North Carolinians across the state.
Oh my God, Erica, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. I am so glad you were on the red carpet today.
I am, thank you, for my first opportunity. First of many, I hope. Thank you.
Enjoy the banquet.
I will, you too.
All right, so I'm gonna have you step up here on the red carpet.
Most definitely.
Have
Glad
you-
to be here.
Have you ever been on a red carpet before?
Well, this is the first time for everything, and I'm loving it.
All right, so first of all, tell people who you are and where you're from.
Well, good evening. I'm Willie Rowe. I'm from Wake County, from Raleigh, and I'm a community advocate and public safety proponent here, pushing for public safety and access to greater overall quality of life. That's my mission.
Awesome, glad to hear it. So we're here at the 2018 North Carolina Black Summit, and the question I'm asking people is, why the continued need for a Black Summit? Why not just a summit with everybody and all of the topics of interest that we need to talk about? Why a Black Summit?
Well, you know, America is a great melting pot, and, you know, inclusion is our goal, but it's not a reality yet. And until that day comes, there has to be a platform that we can operate from to bring everybody together. This is a great goal-oriented event about the advancement, development, accountability, ownership, and recognition of making a contribution and make a difference in life. So it's important, and we're aiming for that day that we're all one.
Yeah. So if you had to think of one particular challenge that you think the Black community still faces, that big for you, like an issue for you, close to your heart, what would you say that is?
It's family, you know, maintaining your family morals, family values, parenting, you know, and just sound morals and spiritual values is what made us the people we are, and it'll be what will make us take us to the next level.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you for coming on the red carpet
Always.
with me.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.
All right, well,
And
enjoy the rest
thanks for all you
of
do.
the summit. Yeah.
Most definitely. Thanks for what you do.
All right.
I'm here. How's it going?
Good. So I know you've heard about the red carpet.
Yes, I have.
So have you been looking forward to it?
I knew one day it would arrive and it would come, so I just said, don't have to get ready, stay ready.
Stay ready. I love that. Okay, so you can always tell someone who is an elected official. Okay, so I jumped the gun, but tell people who you are.
Corey Branch, Raleigh Mayor Pro Tem, representing District C.
All right, great. And actually, we had Brad here earlier, and some people may or may not know that. Let me turn this way just a little bit. And of course, Brad used to represent District C long time ago.
Right. Brad Thompson, James West, Eugene Weeks, all were elected to the seat that represented District C.
Gotcha. So here's the question I'm asking people, okay? It's 2018. We're having a summit. Why do we need to have a Black Summit?
We need a summit so that we all can come together and make sure that we understand what everyone is dealing with across the state of North Carolina. Eastern North Carolina, Western North Carolina, and Central. We all are fighting some of the similar issues as far as affordable housing, economic development. So it's a chance for us to come together and talk about it and really understand what each other is dealing with day to day.
So it sounds like you've made a lot of connections with other Black elected officials across the state.
Definitely. It's good to see some old friends and make some new
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else you want to share with us about the summit? Any lessons learned? Any like, hey, you know what? This was a great deal, and here's why.
Well, there's a lot of young people,
Okay.
millennials, Generation X, Generation Y, that are coming to the conference as well, attending it, as well as those that have paved the way for us. So that we're learning from the past, we're bringing energy from the future, and we're just ready to take North Carolina to higher levels.
Awesome, Corey. Thank you for coming on the red carpet. Hope to have you back soon.
Hey, whenever, let me know. I'm in Raleigh, I'm not hard to find.
I know, it's not even like you're that far away. All right, cool. Talk to you soon. Thank you, and enjoy the banquet.
Definitely, and you as well.
All right,
Take care.
bye. This is like the war room.
Yes.
This is the war room. This is where the hardworking people are. Tell us who you are, what you're in here doing.
So my name is Nicole Dozier. I am in the Mayor Pro Tem in Apex, but I also lead the health work at the NC Justice Center. And I led a panel, I was on a panel earlier today, and I'm checking some email. And this is a nice war room. We got all our supplies and stuff, and then we can head over there for the reception and dinner. And so it's great to be here at the Black Summit.
Awesome. And there's Brad again.
Hey,
Never give me a microphone.
This is what happens when you're supposed to be doing the interview and the other person takes the mic away from you.
So let's do a B-roll.
Uh-huh.
So, you're so beautiful, I'm so grand. I go to the movies to hold my own hand. Here's your microphone.
I think I like that. I like that. All right. So first of all, we are at the NAACP Forum in Raleigh.
Is that where we are?
Glad to see you. Look,
We're
wait,
not in New York City?
wait.
On the red carpet?
I have had people show up and say, "What am I doing here? What is this?" So yeah.
So wait a minute. Where's our makeup department?
I know,
I need
right?
some powder.
All right, Wendy, tell them who you are.
I'm Wendy LeMay. I'm running for Congress in the 2nd Congressional District of North Carolina. I am a progressive New Deal Democrat. Who are you?
I'm Sheila. And here's somebody coming in the side door. So yeah. Why not?
John Burns.
Hey, John.
You're behind me again? Oh my God, I'm in trouble.
So tell people why they should vote for you.
Well, because A, I'm the best candidate, and B, it's not about me. Okay? It is not about me. It is about the poor people that I want to represent. I am the only real, true Democrat with a platform and a contract. The contract for America's renewal. It's an 11-point contract that is supported by over 63% of the voters. And as you know, the Democratic Party doesn't have 63% of the voters. That makes it bipartisan, and it makes it common sense.
So tell me a few of the points that are in the contract.
Well, I have my favorites.
Okay.
Number one is a livable wage,
Okay.
not an increase of the minimum wage, but like FDR said, a livable wage. Because the livable wage in Raleigh is going to be very different than the livable wage
That's
in
right.
Youngsville.
That's right.
Or in Youngsville is going to be very different than it is in Micro or in Harnett County. So livable wage, and livable wage is an important thing. Second thing is we need to strengthen our Social Security. Our population is getting older. They deserve to have a strong Social Security that they can feel in their heart comfortable knowing no one's taking it away. And we need some type of universal health care.
Yes.
From birth to death. It doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter what your gender is, doesn't matter what your color is. It's something that's universal that should be for everyone.
Awesome. So
Awesome.
you'll remind people when.
The primary started the other day with early vote and runs through May 5th. Mm-hmm. And of course, Election Day is May 8th.
There we go.
And for New Day, vote May.
New Day, vote May. Ha! That's good.
Shelia is one of our DNC
Look,
members.
Wendy's gonna do my intro for me
that's great.
from over there.
So ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for the Shelia Show.
That's awesome. Okay, so we're gonna tell people who you are, what you're running for, and why they should vote for you.
Okay, that's all right. You want to start that one again, or we good?
All right. So yeah, who you are, what you're running for, and why they should vote for you.
All right. Well, my name is John Burns. I'm a county commissioner here in Wake County. I was first elected in 2014, and I'm running for re-election in 2018. I think The reason I'm running for that job is because we've made a lot of progress over the last 4 years on issues related to school funding, on issues related to protection of the environment, equity, equality, and I want to see that come to fruition. We have a lot more work to do. We're not done, but we have made tremendous progress recovering from what really was over a decade of just complete neglect of this county and its people.
Wow, over a decade.
Yes, ma'am.
Sounds good.
Yes, ma'am. And we when we were elected in 2014, we took that commission from a 4-3 Republican majority, whose only focus really was low taxes, to a 7-0 Democratic majority, which has really made progress across a broad front of issues, most particularly public schools, but also all the measures that I mentioned earlier. So I'm very excited. We have a new transit plan that's going to serve the entire county, particularly the southeast Raleigh area is going to have significant investment in it. And so I think we're making our county really move forward and be a leader throughout the country in how to operate a county government in a progressive and inclusive fashion.
Awesome. Wish you well.
Thank you very much.
Day.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Step up on the red carpet.
Oh, on the red carpet.
Yes, on the red carpet. I know. It's a little tight. It's a little close, right?
Yeah, that's all right. That's okay.
All right. So we're here at the
Do I need to look at you? Or?
So we're gonna do a little bit of both because
okay.
really we're gonna post it on Facebook.
Wonderful.
And so people are gonna get to see it. And so welcome to the red carpet. So
Thank
you've been
you.
showing up at a few events.
All right.
So so tell people who you are, what you're running for, and why they should vote for you.
I'm Linda Coleman. I'm running for the U.S. Congress District 2. District 2 is a big part of Wake County, Nash, all of Franklin, all of Harnett, and parts of Wilson and Johnston. I am running because there is a voice that's missing in the U.S. Congress, and that voice is the 2nd Congressional District voice. It is now being it is supposed to be represented by Huggins, but he does not show up. So the 2nd district is really without representation. And I'm running to really continue the platform that I ran on for so many years as a Wake County Commissioner, as a member of the North Carolina General Assembly, and that is education, health care, and economic development and jobs. Those are the things that matter not only to the 2nd District, but to all North Carolinians. And of course, much of the 2nd District is rural, and we need to bring some parity to that as well. So I'm happy to be running, and that is why people should vote for me, because I can bring that representation, because I do have a record of accomplishment, and I hope that people will remember that and vote for me.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on to the red carpet.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Good luck.
My pleasure to be here.
All
Thank
right,
you.
All right. You have a good day.
Thank you.
And she has this little online
Facebook post.
Facebook
where
post,
we're
and
introducing candidates to the world through social media.
Okay, all
So
right.
you get an opportunity to tell people who you are, as if they don't already know, but who you are. Step right on who you are, what you're running for, and why they should vote for you.
I'm David Price. I'm running for re-election to Congress in the 4th Congressional District of North Carolina, and I'm running to continue the fight for progressive policies that benefit our families, improve our quality of life, promote social justice, and also to help lead the resistance to the most reckless and unfit president in U.S. history. I'll appreciate your vote.
Thank you, David. You have a good day.
Is that about it?
That's good.
All right.
I'm here at the big show.
Yes.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. We have not formally met. Of course, I've seen some of your sides. I saw your picture
haven't
in the
formally met?
Indy. No.
Sheila, this is the candidate for the North Carolina Senate who's stirring up the pot.
Yes. As I read in the
And they're all
this
yours
past week. So yes, welcome to the red carpet. You probably aren't familiar with the red. Have you ever been on a red carpet before?
I have not. This is my first time, and I'm excited. I'm very proud and excited to be here at this event.
Okay, well, awesome. Well, welcome to the red carpet. So what we're doing is we're sharing this on social media so that people get a chance to see these candidates in action, get to hear a little bit from them, and then they can share it through their network however they like. So tell people who you are, what you're running for, and why they should vote for you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Luis Toledo. I'm a candidate for State Senate in District 16. This is a new district that represents Northwest Raleigh, Cary, and Morrisville. I'm the son of a Hispanic immigrant. I was raised by a single mother. I'm a husband, I'm a father to 3 kids that attend our public schools. I'm a military veteran, and I'm a public servant at heart. I was raised by a single mother who never had the opportunity to attend school, but based on her lessons, I've always known the importance of education. That is my top priority. And I've been able to earn degrees in business, cybersecurity, and public administration, and work at the federal level and at the state level.
Awesome.
I currently work for the North Carolina Justice Center, where I analyze what's happening at the federal and state level. The reason people should elect me is because I'm the candidate that is actually talking about District 16. I'm the candidate that is promoting the state, and I'm also the candidate that is also committed to strengthening the Democratic Party.
Awesome.
My top priority, I've made it loud and clear, is education, investing adequately in our teachers and our students. I'm also talking about promoting affordable health care and making sure we expand Medicaid in the state. And as someone who served in the military, I'm obviously fighting for our democracy. The attacks that we've seen over the last few years to every institution in our state is unacceptable. I want to end gerrymandering. I talk about economic and social justice for everybody. There's definitely racial economic inequalities that exist in North Carolina, and I want to highlight those issues. When it comes to the jobs of the future in my district, I'm so close to the RTP. We gotta have somebody that can speak technology, and with a degree in cybersecurity, I'm talking about artificial intelligence, drones, cyber attacks. I'm talking about routers, switches, firewalls. This is a language that we need legislators to speak, and I think in 2018 we can bring it, and I'm excited to be here. That's just a little bit about me. I'm fired up for 2018, and I'm encouraging everybody to get out and vote. You don't have to wait till November. You can vote now. Early voting has started, and I'm excited.
Awesome. Thank you for coming on to the red carpet, and I wish you all the luck in the world.
Thank you so much.
All
Tell
right.
everybody, Luis Toledo for State Senate, District 16. Thank you.
Dr. Michelle Laws, welcome back to the red carpet, because you've actually been on the red carpet before, right?
Quite a few times.
Okay, so
Yes,
tell me
ma'am.
it was at least a good experience before.
Oh, absolutely. You are wonderful. We've got to send you to Hollywood to do this.
All right, so I'm going to let you tell people who you are,
Okay.
what you're running for, and why they should vote for you.
Okay, so my name is Dr. Michelle Laws. I'm running for the 4th Congressional District, and I am asking for your vote. I think we're at a critical time in our nation's history with the current leadership that we have now in Congress as well as in the White House. It's demanding courageous and bold voices there, leaders there. We can no longer settle for just doing things just because and for the status quo. I am running because I believe that we now must enact real immigration reform that is humane, that makes sense, and that protects our immigrant brothers and sisters that are already here. I am a strong supporter of DACA, and I think that we've got to protect those who came here and who received deferred actions as childhood arrivals. I also think we need to make the pathway a little clearer and easier for others who've been on the waiting list. I am a strong proponent of education reform. We've got to create different pathways for students who are not going into a 4-year college to get training in vocational skills and technical skills training so that they too can have prosperous and wonderful careers. And hopefully to keep some who are finding those options not available and no other means to support themselves are going underground. And that's the reality. They're getting caught up in the drug trade and other illicit behaviors because of blocked opportunities. I want to be a voice for those people and work to make sure that we're leaving no one behind. I also think real economic stimulus and economic reform starts at the middle class, not at the top. And so it's time for us to really see what that looks like in terms of job creation and economic stimulus for the middle class and the poor. We don't say poor often. We don't talk about poverty much. And it's time for us to have that conversation. So I'm asking for your vote.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, I see Cliff came around, so thank you, Michelle. To stand on the red carpet.
Yeah, we were happening. And your name is?
Sheila.
Sheila.
So we met at, I don't know, what event was that? Maybe, I can't remember. Anyway, it's not important where we met. So welcome to the red carpet.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So you get to tell people who you are, what you're running for, and why they should vote for you.
How much time do I have?
Well, not all day because I don't live in Raleigh. We live in Durham, and she definitely does not want to be here all day.
Got it. And we're broadcasting.
No, we're going to be on my Facebook page later.
Okay. All right. I'm Sig Hutchinson. I'm Vice Chair of the Wake County Commission. I was elected in 2014, and I'm running this election cycle. And everyone can vote, county citizens, on May 8th. So we ran on public transit, funding public education, and creating more jobs in Wake County. Okay, so now, and we've done that. $2.3 billion in a transit referendum to quadruple bus capacity from 17 miles to 83 miles.
Wow.
From hour-long frequencies to 15-minute frequencies. Okay, we've also got a brand new technology called Bus Rapid Transit, which is kind of like a blend between bus and rail, which is very cool, but it's going to go throughout Southeast Raleigh and just a whole new way of moving around the city. And then commuter rail to allow you to move, from Garner to Durham. Okay, first. Second, in terms of public education, we believe strongly in public education. Funded 97% of the Wake County Public School System requests. We now have the highest teacher supplement on $8,400 in the state of North Carolina. So we pay our teachers more than anyone else in North Carolina. Now, in terms of job creation, we created over 50,000 new jobs in 3 years. But we're interested in jobs for everybody.
Okay.
So we have hired a special person, Danya is his name, and he's working out of our Economic Development Office at the Chamber, and his job is specifically to work in vulnerable communities. In addition to that, I'm working with the Launch Raleigh group, which you might have seen, which is a partnership between Rotary, Wake Tech, and Shaw. And now we're rolling Launch out throughout Wake County. So my job and my vision is to have a launch project in every municipality, okay? But in addition to all that, when we were elected in 2014, first thing we did is implement a living wage for all Wake County employees, now $15 an hour plus benefit. We have paid family leave, 6 weeks, never done anything like that. And we implemented a ban the box program, for fair hiring. In addition to that, we're working on affordable housing. Okay, we're working on recidivism. We're working on drug court. So we're working on these kinds of issues that are going to impact every citizen here in Wake County. I'm asking for your vote, Sig Hutchinson, on May 8th for the Wake County Commissioner, District 1, and you can vote in all 5 races. Thank you.
Awesome. Because everything is easy because I don't do a lot of editing. So yes, there'll be some interesting footage in there later. So yes, a couple of questions for you. Yeah, so spent the last couple of days in Raleigh. First at the Black Summit.
I was there.
Then at the NAACP forum today. And so we've got some black organizations that are doing things. And my question I asked last night, I guess, was, hey, it's 2018. Why do we still need black organizations? Why do we even need this focus on black elected officials, black PACs? Tell me. First, say who you are.
Well, my name is Omar Beasley. I'm the chairman of the Durham Committee on the Affairs of Black People. And one of those black organizations that you speak about.
One of those black organizations. And speak up just a little bit, because I'm loud, so.
Okay. Omar Beasley, the chairman of the Durham Committee on the Affairs of Black People. Chairman of one of those organizations that you just spoke of, whether they're needed today. You can ask that question to 1 million people and get probably 1 million different answers, but in some variations of another, I think that most would point to an emphatic yes. You look at the Black Lives Matter as one of those organizations that people, some people don't like, but it's needed because it brought a voice to an issue that many people were afraid to speak on, so to speak. And the Durham Committee on Affairs of Black People and NAACP and other organizations like that, we still continue to shed light on issues that plague the black communities.
Good answer. You aren't going to mention Starbucks? Well, I mean, it just seems like an easy target. And I'm not just talking about Starbucks. Like, it's representative of really a larger issue. It's just the one thing that
And you just said it. You hit the nail on the head. Starbucks is right now today. What is it? April 21st, 2018. Is an easy target. It's an easy, easy business to put a bullseye on and say this is the reason why we need black organizations. A couple friends of mine were talking the other day about Starbucks and whether we should boycott it, and I was like, well, I said Starbucks employs a lot of African Americans. My wife went into a Starbucks the other day and nothing but black employees in there. Nothing but black employees in there. So
wow, it's
I think
these are complicated issues.
Yeah, they're complicated issues. So do we throw the baby out with the bathwater? Is one of those questions you got to ask yourself when we target certain businesses.
Yeah. Okay. So what was my second question?
The second question, I think you
oh yeah, I remember now. So I got to ask that question.
Cool.
I provided my own answer,
Okay.
But
let me hear your answer first.
No. I don't even like to taint people. I like to really, and I actually have the mic. I should have just given that to you. But yeah, somebody asked the question, and we're talking specifically about Durham. And the
Durham.
3 major PACs here, which Durham Committee on the Affairs of Black People has a PAC. The People's Alliance and the Friends of Durham. So traditionally those have been the 3 main PACs here in the city. And what the person asked me was, so why does it appear that the Durham Committee and the Friends of Durham seem to be aligned behind the same or similar issues and seem to have the same or similar endorsements? And why would they not be aligned with the more progressive organization like the PA?
I guess and I hate to answer a question with a question, but what is progressive?
Right, and that's what I was thinking too.
What makes one particular group more progressive than the other? I don't think there's anything more progressive than being black. I mean, we have to come from behind in almost everything. So. The deck is always stacked against black folks, particularly black youth. So we're always advocating and fighting for black people. So to us, that there's nothing more progressive than doing that. As far as answering your question, we seem to line up or have the same issues as the PA. As the Friends of Durham. I don't see that as such. Our issues, one may point to how we're pro-business, and it's not that we're pro-business, we're pro-jobs. The unemployment rate in the black community is higher than any other community in Durham. So we're always looking for employment opportunities for our folks from our community. I remember back when I ran for office when they were talking about 751. And how we supported and the quote unquote progressive group didn't. The reason why we supported that project is because we wanted jobs for our people, jobs for blacks in our community. So if we have to align ourselves in groups that are looking for ways to bring about jobs, particularly for the quote unquote unemployable or the underemployed here in Durham, we're always going to be on that side. So that's what it is. But this year, how we lined up with candidates, we didn't line up 100% with any group. I believe with the PA, we lined up with all but 2. In the Friends, we lined up with all but 1, I believe, at least in this primary. Funny thing is, the Indy lined up with more so with the Friends than they did with the PA. I don't know if anybody, brought light to that.
I don't know if anybody's laid them all out side by side and compared them.
And we were closer in line with the Indy than the PA. And they're supposed to be the progressive newspaper or publication here in Durham. So I go back to the first question that I started this with. What is progressive? What makes one group more progressive than the other? Because they say they are? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, okay, and so this will be my question then, because so when you talk about, if you say that, blacks are coming from a true place of progressiveness, then why aren't, other groups that are saying they're progressive then coming over to you and saying, hey, what is it you need? What can we do for your group? What is your group thinking? Do you know what I'm saying? Then instead of, hey, we're going to define what progressive is, instead of like really truly reaching out to you and getting behind you and standing with you.
You got to look at how certain organizations run. They tend to pick and choose who they want their spokesman to be or their representatives to be. And some of these organizations are pointing to African Americans and propping them up and making them spokesmen of their organizations. Why they aren't coming to us, I think that even though they may do that and propping some of these other folks up to be their spokesman, they're still controlling the narrative. And I think that's what they always want to do. They want to control the narrative. They want to deem what's progressive or what's more progressive today or what's right for Durham today versus, us having our issues and them knowing our issues, and we're putting our issues out front and them siding with us. I mean, we had a candidates forum for school board members, school board candidates, and the progressive group didn't show up, but they tend to think they know what's best for education, but they weren't there to ask their questions or to even help us vet these candidates. So, I go back to what's progressive. You got a group that's out there trying to shed light on the issues that our kids are going through in these public schools, and the progressive group is absent.
Okay, well, thanks for your thoughtful words. I don't have anything to add to it, but I guess that's it. I just wanted to round out this sort of latest edition of the Almost Live from the Fake Red Carpet, and I didn't bring the fake red carpet.
Hey,
and the fake
we're
red
in my
carpets
office
in the car, but
we're good.
Yeah, this is a end roundup to a conversation about it. So thank you very much.
No, not a problem. I'm glad you asked, because a lot of people are talking about it. There's conversations on social media about this, and I think that everybody wants to. They want to know what buttons are pushing Durham, and what groups are aligned more so with the Democratic Party and all that, and which groups are aligned with the Republican Party for that. We're a nonpartisan group, but we like to believe that we're very progressive, but at the same time we're not a monolith.
Right.
The black community is not a monolith. We have people who are conservative. We have people who are moderate. We have people that are very liberal, and we'd like to have all of those voices at the table when we're deliberating endorsements or when we're coming up with our platforms for the year. Because if we don't have all those voices at the table, then we're not getting a true indication of what our community wants.
So true. Good final words. Oh, and you said table. So this is what Erica Smith said. And she said, yeah, because if you don't have a seat at the table, then you're on the menu.
On the menu. But then again, I'm like, having a seat at the table isn't enough.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta make your own table.
And that's one thing we gotta be careful about, because I talked to you about the narrative. Certain folks controlling the narrative. You may have a seat at the table when you're in a room full of white progressives or white liberals, but if you're only one or two at a table full of many, then they may listen to you, but they're going to shape the narrative is how they want it. So having a seat at the table isn't necessarily enough. You got to have enough votes at that table to make a difference.
Enough votes make a difference. All right. Thank you, Omar Beasley.
What they call boy purses? They call them assistants.